Fire. Stabs, bro. Look, skip the intro. We getting straight to the bit bops. You hear me? Um, y'all gotta forgive me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gotta forgive me. I can't sit around and bro, I can't sit around and wait for people to jump on. You hear me? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like very anxious to get into this topic I'm about to talk about. Feel me? So if you miss something, you're gonna have to catch it on a playback. But nonetheless, welcome to my new channel, Wax Strong. Feel me? This is gonna be the first live, and let me just make a few things clear before we really get into this. Right? I want to make a few things clear. One, I'm not no pork chop eating pastor, bro. Real shit. I'm not no pork chop eating pastor. This ain't no Christianity. I'm not ready to sit here and act holier than thou. Like I'm solely here to give people the truth. You hear me? As I make this transformation in my life, bro, I'm here to give people the truth. These days is all about being trendy. It's all about what's popping. It's all about what's going to go viral. You know, this person copying that. I ain't here to copy nobody. I'm here to give the world the truth. And if people choose to adhere, people choose to listen, it is what it is. If you don't, you can keep it moving. I really don't care. Because I'm going to do this live regardless. I don't give a fuck if it's 20 people on here, 20,000, one person, zero. I'm going to speak the truth, and this live is going to get done. I'm not here for clout. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to say what people want to hear. I'm here to tell you the truth. So I just want to put that out there. You hear me? Now, um, I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. Like what I'm about to get into, most people wouldn't dare touch. I promise you. Most people would not dare talk about what I'm about to break down. And for two reasons, you feel me? For two reasons. I'm gonna explain those two reasons. The first reason, the first reason being most people are incapable of expounding on this type of topic. Feel me? And when I say incapable, I don't mean like they ain't like they can't speak or like they deaf or something. I mean like they don't have they're ignorant. Like, and when I say ignorant, I mean lack of knowledge. They don't have the knowledge to speak on. You feel me? It ain't like this. It ain't like this type of shit is taught in schools. It's not taught in schools. It's not taught at your local church, the mosque, the Jewish temple. Like nobody talking about this, bro. This is the raw truth. So that's the first reason. People don't want to touch this because they're incapable of touching it. The second reason being, and it's the main reason, niggas don't give a fuck. We just gonna be honest about it. Most people don't care. Like you read the title, you see the title. Most people don't care. They would rather view their brother, right? The person that you live in the same community with. You feel me? The same neighborhood. Like you would rather look at him as your enemy than who your true enemies really are, bro. You don't want to see the Asian or the Caucasian or the Arabic or the East Indian. Like you don't want to see them as your enemies. You would rather see somebody that look just like you, bro. That's going through the same struggle you going through. The same exact people, like come from the same bloodline. You would rather look at that person as an enemy. You know, it's easier to look at that person as an enemy and feel good about it. You know, it's easier to get to them. It's easier to commit a crime against them and get away with it. Like I get it. You feel me? So, like I said, the second reason being that niggas don't care. Feel me? Now, let me put out a quick disclaimer, right? I gotta put out this disclaimer. This is not hate speech, right? I want to look directly in the camera when I say this. All those people sitting in that YouTube headquarters, right? To all you motherfuckers who about to hear something that you don't like and you want to flag this video, let me make this very clear. I gotta put out this disclaimer, bro. This is not hate speech. This is not racism. This is not discrimination. All them buzzwords. You feel me? Let me repeat it one more time, bro. This is not hate speech. This isn't racism. And it's not discrimination, bro. This is the truth. Just because you're not used to hearing it doesn't mean it isn't the truth. Just because it's not taught in schools doesn't mean it's not the truth. It might be foreign to your ears, but it's the truth. But I just got to put that out there. Now, let's start off by let's read the definition of enemy, right? Before we like really indulge, right? Let's Google the word enemy. All right, now. So this is the Oxford dictionary, all right, the online dictionary, and it says that the definition for enemy is a person who actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. Now, if you ask me, right, in a nutshell, that kind of explains the history between or the history of us in this country when it comes to races outside of our own people. Like, and real quick, let me just say this real quick. Because when you really think about it, the whole concept of racism is based on a relationship between blacks and whites. Right? The whole concept of racism, when you really think about it, racism did not exist. I'm talking about the word. Because, you know, people like to play semantics. The word racism did not exist prior to the inception or the creation of America. So the whole concept of racism is based off of the relationship between blacks and so-called whites. And I say so-called because I never seen a black person in my life, and I never seen a white person in my life, ever. I know my colors. I am not colorblind. I never seen a black person in my life, and I never seen a white person in my life. But we'll get back to that. All right, so you just seen I read the definition to enemy, right? Now, I did that because I want to say this, right? The greatest trick, right? Because these motherfuckers magicians, boy, I'm trying to tell you. The greatest trick that these people have poured on us, besides lying to us about our true identity, is convincing us that our own people are our enemies. Just think about all the so-called enemies you had in your lifetime, bro. Going all the way back to elementary when you was you feel me? When you was a young nigga. Like, I want you to really think about it, bro. From then up until now, bro, you always viewed N-A or the enemy as a black person. It's always somebody that looked like you. They did a great job. I got to give it to them. We got to applaud them. You feel me? It was a good trick, bro. Like I said, one of the greatest tricks they poured on us outside of lying to us about our identity, bro. They really got us, bro. They convinced us that our enemies, our true enemies, are each other. When that isn't true, bro. Like, just think about niggas you know, your homeboys, your cousins, or you feel me? People you grew up with. Like, most of them ain't never had no beef with no Chinese person. Them niggas ain't never slide on no Arabics. Them niggas ain't never lay down no East Indian. You hear me? Them niggas ain't never go to war with no white people. Ever. You never had no legitimate beef with no other race. Ever in your fucking life, bro. Ever. Never. And I want to pound that in your head, bro. I gotta reiterate that, bro. You never had any type of legitimate beef with any other race. You think that's by coincidence? Like, we gotta start thinking. We gotta start using our brains, bro. God gave us brains for a reason. Don't underestimate yourself. You know more than you think you do. You just don't ask yourself the questions. You don't really analyze. I know, I'm talking from experience. They tricked us into believing that we are our own enemies, and that, and when it comes to, you know, somebody else being our enemy, you know how they kind of offset that by, you know, pushing that love everybody bullshit, bro, which don't even make sense. You know, you're supposed to love everybody, but this is how they get us, bro. This is how it's easy to deceive us. They put us in these poverty-stricken and impoverished neighborhoods where we surrounded by nobody but each other. Now, in some parts of, I can speak for Baltimore specifically, Like when you like in South Baltimore, right? This in the city, in South Baltimore, Brooklyn, Cherry Hill, Westport, whatever, Pigtown. Like you do have a lot of how can I say this? Poor white people that live in those communities. But these are not your typical white people. These are white people who imitate us. These are white people who emulate us, who try to do their best impression of a black person. So these are not the white people that I'm talking about, right? But hey, boom, you too loud. You see me here doing a live. Can you quiet down, please? Or go downstairs? All right, forgive me, y'all. Like I was saying. So they put us in these impoverished, poverty-stricken communities, right? And surround us around people that look just like us. And these are the people you grow up around whenever you had issues with these people, whenever you beef, whenever you down, whenever you up, like whatever the case may be, it's with people that look just like you. So it's hard to see anybody else as possibly being an enemy because you don't grow up around them. You feel me? Y'all barely interact. So the trick is to make you feel like, what have white people ever done to me? I know we were slaves, but personally, what have white people ever done to me? What have a Chinese person done to me? What have this race? And that's the trick, good brother. That's what they want you to think. You know how many people I done heard say whenever I try, explain a little bit what I'm saying, because you gotta give it to niggas in teaspoons. Like this shit be too sensitive, like you be too much for niggas. You feel me? We can talk about niggas to talk about sports and all the dumb shit we talk about every day, but when it comes to something like this, it's too much for niggas. So you got baby feed niggas. But when I talk to certain people about stuff like this, and I agree to a degree, but what they say is it's black people. Ain't no white person ever put no gun at me and rob me. Ain't no white person, you feel me, ever kicking my door and take everything my pops had, and like it's black people, bro. I step on a black person's shoes and apologize, and he want to shoot my head off. You feel me? I walk through a group of black people and they staring at me like I'm crazy. You feel me? I can't be around black people I don't know. The energy ain't right. It's not white people. Which, like I said, it's some truth to that to a degree. But the point is this. This is how they want you to think. This is how they want you to feel. It's all a part of the magic trick, bro. It's all a part of the game. See, they know y'all not going. You only going to look at it on a micro level. You got micro and you got macro. Now, on a micro level, you're right. It is black people. You feel me? These are niggas looking at you like you crazy. These are niggas who want to beef for nothing. These are niggas robbing you. These are niggas fucking your wife and fucking your baby mother. These are niggas you gotta go approach when these motherfuckers bank your son. You get what I'm saying? When little girl stole your daughter bike, it's niggas. You're right. That's on a micro level though. On a macro level, black people ain't got nothing to do with what the fuck our people are dealing with, the conditions we in, the oppression, the struggle. You hear me? The indoctrination. Like black people ain't got nothing to do with it. Not real, not on a macro level, bro. Niggas don't own no ships. They not bringing guns and drugs to America and flooding them in all the black communities, the black Hispanic communities, bro. They not doing that, bro. They not. It's not black people putting liquor stores all around the reservations where these struggling Native Americans live. Like They don't own no ships. They don't got this kind of wealth. They don't got this kind of power. You feel me? They not putting people in office. They not passing laws. They not signing bills. They not doing they not doing any of that. So you're right, on a micro level, you might have beef, quote unquote beef, and issues, and it is black people that affect you every day. But on a macro level, on a larger scale, it's somebody back there pulling the strings, bro. We gotta stop looking. We gotta learn how to look at the bigger picture. Now, I'm gonna hit you with something to make you think. Because remember, I'm just here to make you think and give you the truth, right? I want you to really think about what I'm about to say. In order to win a fight, you gotta know who you fighting. Let that sink in, bro. I'm gonna say it one more time. I might say it another time. In order to win a fight, you gotta know who you fighting, bro. Now, if your fight is against, like, you can't divide 0 by 0. You can't subtract 0 from 0. A house divided by itself falls. You hear me? Like, I really, like, think about a house divided by itself falls. So if we killing each other, we're killing the people we're supposed to be fighting with. Like, we're deliberately beefing with our soldiers, the people we're supposed to be going to war with. This is how I think about it. I don't know about you niggas, right? This is how I think about it, bro. You are literally killing the people you're supposed to be fighting with, bro. In order to win a fight, you have to know who you fighting. The problem is niggas don't know who they fighting. You just fighting the closest person to you. Just plain stupidity. Simple-minded. Like, you just do whatever these people encourage you to do, whatever they put a battery in your back to do, whatever they influence you to do, whatever they want you to. They don't got to deliberately say, I want you niggas to kill each other. They don't have to deliberately say it for that to be their ultimate mission, bro. Because that's their ultimate mission. We helping them. We fighting their fight. We're their enemies. They know it. We don't know it. That's why I'm making this video. Niggas don't know who their real enemies is. They know who their enemies is. Trust and believe. They know niggas is not their friends. They know we their enemies. That's why they do what they do. They just very strategic. They're very calculated. They're very deceptive. They know how to smile in your face. And then when you turn around, stab you in your back. And then when you turn back around, they're gone. I'm going to say it one more time. In order to win a fight, you got to know who you're fighting. We're fighting a person who think they're God. You don't understand that, bro. And I'm not talking about your little everyday Joe dirt white boys. I ain't talking about these. They don't know. They dumb as shit. They ain't practically in the same boat as us to a degree. They don't know nothing. They bug the fuck out. They getting used and oppressed too. You hear me? I'm talking about the people who run the show. You're dealing with people who think they're God. This is why they're all about science, which the word science just means to know. People think science has to have something to do with chemicals, and I'm mixing this chemical, and I'm mixing that chemical, and we're going to make something explode. Ooh, volcano. No. You think about a science project. No, the word science literally means to know. That's why people say the science of mechanics, the science of the brain, the science of sex, the science of this, the word science literally means to know. But I'm saying that to say this. This is why they use science to what? To convince people that God doesn't exist. Once again, we're dealing with a people who think they're God. In order to win a fight, you have to know who you're fighting. You're fighting a person who think they're God. You can look at the numbers. I can Google it if you want me to. Most white people are atheists. Let's just keep it a bean. Most white people are atheists. They do not believe in a higher power. They believe in science. They believe science proves the non-existence of the Most High. Not us, bro. Not us, bro. They're atheists. And those that do believe, let's keep it a bean. Let's be honest about it, bro. And those that do believe, they believe in God on their terms, bro. This is why you got so many denominations. Like, people gotta rearrange the word of God and create, because religion isn't in the Bible. The Most High isn't about religion. It's about the truth, bro. But this is why so many denominations when it comes to Christianity, bro. You got all these denominations. You got Catholicism. You got the Jehovah's Witness. You got the Mormons. Like, because people want to, because the white people that do believe, they believe in God on their terms, bro. If it can't be on their terms, where, you know, Jesus is a white man, his name is Jesus, he died for everybody, he allows you to be a homosexual, women don't have to obey their husbands, children can do what they want. Like, they believe the only way they're going to believe in the Most High if it's on their terms. You're dealing with a people who think they're God, bro. And you got to understand, they have the world to lose. You understand? They have the world to lose. They have the world to lose, bro. We're dealing with a people who think they're God and they have the world to lose. They don't want to lose that, bro. They do not want to, like, they're not even just the power and control they have, the influence. They have literally, practically influenced the whole world to be evil. You understand? They don't want to lose any of that, bro. This is why they play these. They got so many tricks, bro. I'm just trying to expose some of the games they play, and like, so you can see these people for who they truly are. You can see what's really going on, bro. Like, this is why it's all about divide and conquer. This is why they teach you indirectly and they put you in predicaments to make it so. This is why they do this. This is why they want to turn us against each other and make us our own enemies. It goes back to one of the oldest tricks in the book, bro. Divide and conquer. That's in anything. If you got a pack of wolves trying to attack you, the best way to defeat them is to divide them. If it's 7 of them motherfuckers, you got to find a way to get them, like, break the pack up, because then they become weaker. Especially if you get a few of them away from their leader, from the leader of the pack. Like, divide and conquer. This is why they teach us all about individualism. Like, our people are literally in love with individualism. Now, I don't know if that's an actual word, but pretty much being lovers of themselves, bro. And I'm going to play this video. I don't want y'all to think I forgot. I got this video up here for a reason. We're going to get into this video in a little bit. But individualism, bro, is all about you. It's not about family. You know, it's not about being married. It's not about having a 2-parent household. It's not about sticking together as a race. It's about individualism. What can you do for yourself, by yourself? You only got one life to live. You put your happiness before anything and everybody. This is what they teach us, bro. And individualism. And on a larger scale, they try to indirectly program you to be America first and then your own people last. Fuck your own people. Fuck your race. They try to get us to be just like them, bro. They don't give a fuck about their own race. They care about themselves, bro. White people are a selfish race of people. They don't give a fuck about nothing or nobody. Their main objective is to kill, steal, and destroy. And in the process, get rich as a bitch and oppress everybody. And they try to get us to think the same way. Fuck family, fuck everything, bro. It's America first, right? And then it's your own people. Don't be proud to be whatever it is you know, a part of your race. No, you're an American. Be proud to be an American. Be proud to be a liberal. Be proud to be a Republican. All this, be proud to be a Democrat and all this dumb shit, bro. This how they want it. They want us, because let me say what angers me about niggas, bro. This is what angers me so much, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It angers, like, even, oh my God, that shit makes me so mad, bro. Niggas be docile to these other races, bro. I see niggas in action, bro. Niggas are docile when it comes to these other races, but violent towards your own. A white motherfucker or a Chinese motherfucker could accidentally bump into you and say, "Excuse me." And you'll be like, "Oh, it's cool, bro. It's cool." Keep it moving. You don't feel no type of way about it. Let a black person do that same shit. Even if he apologizes, you mean mugging, you mad, you want to fight, you want to kill a nigga. You docile towards these other races. When they do something to you, you bitch ass niggas protest. And forgive me, because I ain't really want. I'm trying to be, you know, more stoic. I'm trying to be, you know, more self-controlling. So but I'm not gonna lie, I'm human, and that stuff angers me, bro. It makes me so angry, bro. So forgive me for that outburst, but we're docile to these other races, bro. When they do something to us, you want to protest. You want to get online and talk about it. But let your own people do something to you, you ready to kill them, bro. This is what they did to us, bro. Why? Because you view your own people as your enemy. I'm here to tell you, your people are not your enemy. You see this motherfucker on the screen? Him and his people, they are your enemies. You hear me? They are your enemies, bro. And what proves that we're violent towards each other but docile towards other races is we killing each other at an alarming rate. And this has been going on for decades upon decades upon decades, bro. Nobody kills their own people the way we kill our own people. But I'm going to play this video because I want to make a really good point. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. Watch this.
The Gazans who wants to leave the area leave and not aid Hamas to use them as human shields.
I've got an idea. Why don't you
let me give a little bit of backstory. So this is a reporter, right, from Israel. Now, I don't know if everybody is familiar with the beef between the Palestinians and the Jewish people. I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis. Hold up, quick synopsis of what it is, so you can have context when I play this video. The British, the people of that land, right? The Israelites had vacated that land. They were ran out of that land a long time ago, right? Many people through years have fought over the land, but before the Jewish people, before the Jewish state or the state of Israel was created, British, the UK, the United Kingdom was occupying that land. They decided that they was going to move out of that land and they was going to create the state of Israel. All the Palestinians, right, that was living in that land got kicked out. Imagine getting evicted. You getting kicked out your house, the sheriff come, they throw all your shit out. You got a certain amount of time to leave. That's what they did to the Palestinians. They kicked them the fuck out because America said this land belongs to the Jewish people and they moving back in this bitch. So they kicked the Palestinians out. Of course, they beefed for a while. They was warring with each other. You feel me? at some point the Palestinians got tired of what the Jewish people did. They feel like this is our holy land, which don't belong to neither one of them. They fight, both of them fighting over land, don't belong to them. But nonetheless, I digress. They feel like I don't like what these Israelis did. So they started to go to war. So just recently, like last year or 2023, the Palestinians raided Israel, killed like over 1,000 people, raped hella women, kidnapped people. So the Palestinians and the Israelis been going at it. So this nigga, I forgot his name Ben something, and he's being questioned by, I don't know if she's Israeli or Palestinian, but she's asking him about the beef. So all right, now let's play
it. They would help the Gazans who wants to leave the area leave and not aid Hamas to use them as human shields.
I've got an idea. Why don't you let them come over the border into Israel? Why don't they flee into
Israel? Because they are our enemies. Because they are
the children are your enemies?
They are our enemies. And according to international treaties about refugees in the time of they are our enemies.
Come over the border into Israel. Why don't they flee into
Israel? Because they are our enemies. Because they are
the children are your enemies?
They are our enemies, and according to international treaties about.
All right. So did you hear what the lady asked him? Why don't you let the Palestinians? She said, why don't you let the Palestinians come into Israel? He said, lady, I'm not letting them come nowhere. They are our enemies. She said, the children are your enemies? Talking about the children of the Palestinians. The children are your enemies? Yes, the children are our enemies. We're not going to let these refugees come in and take over our country. They are our enemies. So what I wanted to point out is we're the only dummies in the world who don't understand that enemies are real. Like having enemies is a real thing. Not your own fucking people, you dumbass niggas. Having enemies. This nigga, this Jewish man understands in life, people have enemies. Okay? Other races. He understands that this other race, given their history, all of the bloodshed in the war, he understands that they are our enemies. I'm not having no mercy on nobody, not even their kids. Why? Because they are our enemies. But we don't understand the concept of having enemies. This man, he gets it clearly. Right? Now, I want to read the scripture real quick. I gotta read something for y'all, right? So I just want to use the Bible to confirm what I'm saying. That having enemies is a real thing. Like this isn't a joke. It's not just me saying it. This is real life. You feel me? But in America, we just so dumb. All we care about is being entertained, having fun, trying to be a celebrity, trying to get rich, that we don't think about what's really happening in the world in real life. Americans are stupid. That's the point. All right, so this is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 22. He said, in fact, I'm gonna start at 21. He said, I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. He's talking about judging the heathen. What is a heathen? A heathen is any race of people outside of God's chosen people, which are the Israelites. Right? So he said, so the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their God, which there is possessive. Another lie, you feel, which that's a whole other video, but they try to make it seem like God is the God of everybody, you love everybody. It's all about the whole Bible. He said he's the God of Israel. He's the God of his people. But he said that I am the Lord their God from that day and forward. Here's the main point I want to get into. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. So the Most High is saying, I allowed these white people to make you slaves and put you in slavery because y'all broke my laws, because y'all was a stubborn people, because y'all chose not to do what I told y'all to do, because y'all murmured against me, because y'all have no fucking faith, ye of little faith. So because y'all did all these things to me, I allowed your enemies, the heathen, these white people, to make you slaves. So he said, therefore I hid my face from them and gave them unto the hand of their enemies. He gave his people over unto the hand of their enemy. Not their friends, not their equals, not their slave masters, their enemies. He gave us over to our enemies. So I'm showing you that it's really more to it. I'm gonna just read the rest of it real quick. He said, so fell they all by the sword, which we have. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be referring to an actual sword. You know, the modern day sword is the gun. He said, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions I have done unto them, I hid my face from them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, now I will bring again the captivity of Jacob and have mercy upon the house of Israel and will be jealous for my holy name. Meaning he's going to take us out of slavery. That's all you pork chop eating pastors who say we free in America. Ain't no fuck, we ain't niggas ain't free. You're still a fucking slave. You're still in your land of captivity. The Most High is going to get us out of here, not the white man. Okay, the Most High. He said, after that, they have borne their shame. And I feel like we born our shame, bro. Like we the lowest of the low. If this was weed, you talking about economically, as far as having wealth and unity, and we the lowest of the low, bro. We the lowest grade. So we born out shame, bro. This is why black on black crime exists. This is why black fatigue now exists, and is what everybody talking about, bro. The Most High said he was going to get us out of captivity. You know what I'm saying? After we have borne out shame, he purposely put us in this predicament. And he knew what he was going to do. But I just wanted to read that to affirm what I was saying. Like, even this Jewish man right here understand the concept of enemies. And he know these Palestinians ain't my friends. They ain't my fucking friends. These niggas my enemies. And I wouldn't even let their kids cross this fucking border. He the fucking devil, but he understand the concept of having enemies, bro. Niggas don't. Niggas think that we our own enemies. Now, I know you still gonna have people that's gonna be like, oh, I love white people, and white people this, and, you know, white people are good to me, and blah, 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 all this dumb shit, because niggas always love to tap dance for the white man. You got so much forgiveness when it comes to these other races, especially the white man, right? You forgive them for all of what they did. You niggas is so nice and sweet and respectful when it comes to the little old white man. But with your own people, you ain't got no respect. You don't got no mercy, no grace, no nothing. Because deep down inside, you look at your own people as your enemy. All right? So I'm going to beat y'all to the punch, right? Because I know what niggas going to say. That's why I made a list. Oh, the white man did this. So, you know, he's a good person. The white man did that. So, okay, first thing, you know, niggas like to say, oh, they freed us from slavery. Oh, the great white man freed us from slavery. So he can't be that bad, right? Let's keep it a bean, bro. First of all, he had incentive to free us from slavery. But let's not just act like this man had a change of heart and he just so great of a person that he freed us from slavery. He had incentive. And he already understood that freeing us from slavery was going to create an illusion, which was going to eventually usher in modern day slavery, which we live in today. Ain't nothing greater than having slaves, but them niggas think they free. Ain't nothing greater. Imagine that, bro. Imagine you got your own company, right? You got all these employees, and you done convince all of them that they getting paid $50 an hour. Whole time they getting minimum wage, but you done convince these niggas that they getting $50 an hour. If you could, like, that would be great, bro. You know how much you'll be able to achieve? You got these niggas thinking they getting $50 an hour, busting their ass, working like a fucking Hebrew slave. You feel me? When the whole time they get minimum wage. Like it's the same underlying point. You niggas think y'all free, but y'all really slaves. It is so many ways to prove that, but I'll be all day breaking that down. But he knew he could do that. He knew he could make us think we free when we really slaves. So that's just to prove that he freed us from slavery, so that means he love us. Get the fuck out of here. Next, integration. Oh, the white man integrated. Remember, we had to drink at different fountains, and we couldn't eat with the white man, and you couldn't live around a white man. You couldn't sleep with the white woman. And bro, before I even break that down, let me just say this, bro. Because that's another trick. They convince you dumbass niggas that that's some kind of high achievement. Oh, I live in a white neighborhood. I'm doing so good now. I'm moving on up. I'm living around white people. You know I'm getting money and da 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 da. Niggas be so anxious to fuck white women. Like, I'm so happy we can fuck white women now. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You hear me? Now, the reason why integration came about is not because they started to look at us as equals and they accepted us. It's because they knew that we was on a trajectory to surpass them, bro. Do your research, do your Googles, as they say. We was on a trajectory when we was segregated, right? And he was like, all right, you niggas stay over there, build your own businesses, do your own thing over there, and we gonna do our shit over here. Bro, we was literally like halfway there, bro. Like we caught up to them by 50%. That's why you got shit like Black Wall Street. That's why the situation like what happened to Black Wall Street happened. It's jealousy, bro. It's jealousy. They knew at some point bro, if they would have left us alone and we still segregated to this day, man, we would own America. We would be billionaires and trillionaires because all the money they making is all for us. It's all for us. Whether if it's by way of our talent or by way of our consumption. It's off. All this money they made is by way of our people, bro. So they want to integrate with us so they can slow us the fuck down, so they can have more control. And another thing, right? When we were segregated, we knew what the fuck was going on. We understood the mission, bro. You hear me? We knew, okay, these white motherfuckers ain't our friends, bro. They out to get us. So we got to protect each other. We got to arm ourselves. We got to love each other. And we got, you know what I'm saying? We got to stick together, bro. We knew that. Once we integrated, all that shit eventually went out that window, man. Now you want to love everybody. Now you care more about these people. Now you stuck on the feminist movement and this movement and being a liberal and all this dumb shit. They gonna be able to blind us through integration. They seen this shit 70 years ago, bro. You just ain't see it. You understand? These motherfuckers had a 300-year head start. And we still was catching up with them, bro. Like I said, you gotta know who the fuck you dealing with. Next thing, welfare. People love to use this. Oh, the white man gave us welfare. He loves us. He did good things for us. Welfare, really? Welfare, food stamps, TCA, Medicaid. So because he gave us all these free government benefits, he somehow loves us. First of all, welfare, not only does it make you complacent, but it allows you to be dependent upon the government. It makes you a lazy individual. And I will speak from experience, bro. When for years, when I was getting that fucking temporary cash assistance, I ain't want a job, bro. I did not want a job. I literally sabotaged fucking job interviews and shit like that because I knew that me and my woman was going to get that money at the first of the month, and I felt like I was going to be able to last, and I was going to be good with it. I did not want a fucking job. You know how many people out here getting money from the government that's probably never going to work a day in their life? This is what they want. This was the plan from the fucking jump. They didn't give us welfare. Like, you gotta understand, like, two things can be true at the same time, bro. Yeah. They was killing two birds with one stone. Yeah, they was gonna make you niggas think that they helping you, but they also was gonna be destroying you, bro. So many families been destroyed by way of welfare, especially when it was first instituted, bro. Because in order for women to get it, a man couldn't be present in your household. A woman couldn't have a man, a husband, a boyfriend, or a baby. Like, you couldn't have a man in your household and get TCA. Now they got the intact family thing, you feel me? Which the crazy thing is, most people don't know nothing about it, and they're not going to tell you about it, bro. They're not going to tell you about it. Why? Because they want you to put that nigga on child support. So welfare have destroyed a lot of fucking families, bro. And that's what they intended to do. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, welfare. They gave us welfare. They love us. Get the fuck out of here. Another one they like to use, black-owned businesses. Somehow white people love us, and they're not our enemies because black people now own businesses. Well, what the fuck do you think Black Wall Street was? What do you think Black Wall Street was? A community of black people, right, who own businesses. I guess they weren't our enemies. They allowed us to own businesses back then. You see what the fuck they did? Burnt that shit to the ground, bro. Lied. Made up lies to justify what they did. And if we're being honest about it, yeah, you might got black people that own business, but any black business owner will tell you they had to work 10 times harder, 20 times harder than any other. They just handing out, bro. They handing out fucking businesses to these foreigners like how Jehovah's Witness hand out pamphlets, bro. Let's keep it a bean. Ain't no fucking way you gonna tell me it's a coincidence that in every black and Latino community, it's all the stores are owned by the Chinese, the Arabics, the East Indians, the Africans across America. Not just in one state, across America. You go into any black community, all of those corner stores, them hair stores, them bars, the nail shops, all that shit is owned by another race. Foreigners. That's a coincidence, bro? You think that's a coincidence? Hell no. They handed them bitches out, but we should own the businesses in our community. Why don't we? Oh, because we lazy? Because we don't want no money? Is that what it is? Because that's what they're going to tell you. Stop what you're doing, bro. Don't tell me white people love us because old black people own businesses, not at the rate of these other people. You got to work harder to get it, and you got to work double that to keep it, man. So fuck out of here with all that. Oh, I'm just breaking down because I know how black people think. They'll always say, oh, white people love us because of this. White people are not our enemies because of this. And okay, and this last one, this is the one that I saved the best for last. Because they, oh my God, niggas loves using this one, bro, to justify white people being our friends and how much they love us. And because we got rich black people. White people now love us and we're equal because we got rich black people. Bro, that is one of the biggest fleeces in the world, bro. They are literally pulling a wool over your eyes. You hear me? Like they running a 52 fake out, bro. Because they understand that anything and everything that the white man has ever done for us, he benefit from. Like, don't ever get that twisted. This man would never do anything for us unless he benefit from it. That's number one. Now, when it comes to these rich people, rich black people, you're talking about less than 5% of our people. I want you to think about that. Because they say rich black people like fucking 1 out of every 10 black people is rich. No, it's less than 5% of black people that's rich, bro. What about the other 95% of black people that's struggling or that's barely surviving? What about them? Don't tell me just because you got fucking Drake or because you got 2 Chainz or Lil Wayne or Birdman or Future and Lil Baby that, oh, we somehow equal now because we got rich black people. And we got some billionaires. I thought Diddy was a billionaire. The minute that nigga went down, they saying his net worth 400 million. How that work? I thought he was a billionaire. You think these motherfuckers billionaires? That's all a part of the game, the game, bro. If Diddy is a fucking billionaire, how is it now he fucking worth 400 million or less than that? Or it's all a facade, bro. That's one. Another point is, y'all know, bro, and the truth is constantly keep coming out. It ain't just, oh, you rich because you got talent. It ain't just rich, oh, you rich because you're equal with us. It's, bro, it's a price tag on that being rich and that wealth and being famous, and it's a price tag on that, bro. Talent don't get you there alone, bro. Talent might get you in the door, but talent ain't gonna get you to the 11th floor, bro. You gotta be willing to compromise. You gotta be willing to do certain shit. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. But if they so loving, why can't you just be talented and get rich? Why do you gotta compromise yourself? All right? I'm just saying, bro. So all this bullshit about all these reasons y'all give as responses to why white people are not our enemies, I just disproved all of them, at least the main ones. Yeah. They don't love us. In closing, they don't love us. They hate us. They're not our friends, bro. They use us, is what they do. Okay? They use us, bro. They used us to build this country. They use us to make America the main attraction. And they use us to become wealthy, bro. They will use you in a second. But the minute you're of no use to them, you see what they will fucking do to you. I.e. R. Kelly. I.e. Bill Cosby. I.e. Prince. I.e. Michael Jackson. You hear me? I.e. Sam Cooke. They will use the fuck out you. And then when they can't use you no more, they will get you the fuck out of there. This is what they do. They have a history of doing this, bro. And you don't never figure it out till it's too late. P. Diddy, i.e. Diddy. They use you to make their wealth and to build their empire. But then when you're of no use or you bite the hand that feeds you, they show you who really in charge, bro. You will never have the type of money that they got, bro. They could end poverty today if they wanted to. They will never do that. Ever. We talking about people who print money that ain't backed by shit. They could print enough money to feed the world. At the bare minimum, just the people in this country, the less fortunate. They will not do it. They will not fucking do it. The scriptures say when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. When the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. Ain't nobody rejoicing. People are mourning. People are suffering. Because the wicked is in power. These are not your fucking friends. These are your enemies. Your friends don't sell you poison. Okay? Your friends don't sell you poison. Cigarettes, alcohol, K2, these prescription pills. This medicine to get off the prescription pills. The LSD. Like heroin, cocaine. Like your friends don't put this type of shit in your neighborhood. Your friends don't poison you, bro. That's not what friends do. That's what enemies do. Your friends don't turn the men against the women. You know why we got a war in a black so-called black community where you got black women versus black men? It's because of those people who y'all keep calling y'all friends, these fucking white people. They turned us against each other by way of feminism. They turned us against each other, bro. Literally turned us against each other. Friends don't do that, bro. And you ain't gonna tell me these people don't know we God's people. You don't know we God's people. They know we God's people. You best believe. Because if we 3/5 of a man and we ain't shit and we're so inferior to them, why they put so much time and energy into focusing on breaking us down to our lowest, bro? They don't, the way they treat us, they don't treat no other fucking race, bro. Not to that extent. So if we nothing, why you care so much about nothing? I ain't never see a 7-foot nigga bully a bunch of midgets. That's picking on a weak. I don't get nothing out of that. If we so weak and we're so inferior, we're monkeys, why do you care so much about our demise? Why you try to ensure that we don't become wealthy, that we don't stick together, that we don't raise our kids, that we don't stay out? Like, stop it, bro. These are our enemies, man. It's a wicked world. Niggas better wake up or die in their sleep. You mad or not? We out of here.